Hello again, YouTube. I am back with my movie video and kind of showing off my hat box and my new cardigan. I wanted to try something different, so my mom bought me this fluffy black cardigan. I thought it looked good, not too feminine. Kind of makes me look like some old goth grandma from the back, but I like it. And then I bought this hat box to put my crow top hat in. As you can see, it's not in there now, but it has an angel on it and angels on the side. I use it to bring my movies, so I didn't have to worry about breaking them. So I think first we're gonna start off with VHSs because I only brought two because I don't know, I just decided to bring two. So we have the Addams Family. Boop. And then I also have the Addams Family Values, which is like the sequel to this. And obviously any goth person or any non-goth person will know who the hell the Addams Family is, because if you don't, you probably grew up with the Munsters. But yeah, the family themselves is goth, their house is goth. Like obviously we don't know the music, but they wear all black and stuff. My favorite character would have to be Cousin It or Thing, because you know it's Thing. But a lot of people say that if we had to do a musical, I would be a good Lurch. So that's a good one. But yeah, VHS, it's like the thinner, older boxes. The beautiful VHS tape. But yeah, this movie is PG-13. I'll probably be telling you the ratings just in case. So I'm gonna put him on back here or somewhere. The next one we have is Sleepy Hollow. I think this one, yeah, Tim Burton film. Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp and I forget who else is playing it. I forget who plays the woman. But yeah, this one's a good movie because, you know, it's the Headless Horseman, but it's definitely a more dramatic version, and there's a lot more gore and blood in it, and it is rated, don't have my old lady spectacles, rated R, so probably for the blood, and I don't think there was any nudity in it though, probably just for the blood. But yeah, also good movie. Any movie I think with Johnny Depp in it is a good one. And I'll also talk about movies that I don't own, like Dark Shadows, the Johnny Depp version. A lot of people don't seem to like it because there was an original, but I like it. So any movie with Johnny Depp would be a goth movie. Two movies that I don't own, or I own one copy of but didn't bring it, is Little Shop of Horrors. I own the old black and white version, and then I saw the new musical version. Obviously the newer version has a lot more swearing in it, and they completely got rid of the main guy's mom, so that was a weird turn of events. But then yeah, and then the plan itself was obviously different because it actually talked more, but both very good movies, especially for gothic people. Continuing with the Addams Family, I also have them on DVD. Hold on. I don't think I have the Addams Family, the live action one, also on DVD, but I didn't bring it because there's no point to. But then we have the Addams Family series, black and white series. There's 3 DVDs, and each DVD is 2-sided, and I think they have about 3 DVDs on each. But a little dusty because it's black and likes to collect a lot of dust. Obviously, this case would fit in any gothic home. Sorry about the glare. My lighting's coming from right there. Definitely would match any gothic home. Because if you're like me, I like to have my movies so everyone can see them, at least like this. But then I have to sort them kind of by what they are and who's in them. So yeah, any Addams Family movie, definitely a good. I have a VHS, it was Addams Family Reunion. It was totally different cast of actors from that live action, but it was like the whole plot of the story is like the Addams Family wants to meet more of their family, so they send this paper to a company or something where they'll find the name and find all the relatives. Well, since the Addams Family wrote the letter in blood, when they put it through a machine, it jammed up, and it got everybody with the last name Addams Family together, except the Addams Family spells their name with 2 Ds. Everyone that was there spelled it with 1 D, but everyone else was already related, so they already knew each other. So it was funny, but definitely you could tell it was an older, probably cheaper made movie. because, Addams Family is popular, so anything from the Addams Family is probably going to sell. The next movies we're going to talk about are oh, never mind. I did bring the Addams Family. Yeah, DVD copy. Are the Tim Burton ones that I own, which unfortunately isn't very slim. So we have, I have Corpse Bride. So that one's definitely a romance, gothic romance. I would definitely play it during Valentine's Day or any time you want to spend with your significant spooky other. Definitely would be a good movie. I think I didn't bring it because I had been rewatching it. Definitely has a lot of songs in it. Definitely very good songs. Remains of the Day is a very good song. Obviously, it probably wouldn't be okay to play out in public at a dance because it's like die, die, we all pass away. So not much people. But obviously, I love it. But we have Beetlejuice. We all know who Beetlejuice is. And Edward Scissorhands, which is also kind of a gothic romance. Edward Scissorhands is PG-13, and Beetlejuice is parent guardian. So, I love this movie because, it definitely kind of makes Edward pop out more because the town is, all pastel colors and everyone's kind of the same. And then you just have Edward, which is how, most goth people feel when they're out in public, or at least me anyway. And then there's the meme with Edward in the car, and it's me and my mom go into yada 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 because it's goth child with normal mom. So, yeah. Anything by Tim Burton is a good movie. I watched Big Fish, which is by Tim Burton, which wasn't really gothic in its aesthetic. But was also definitely a good movie. A very heartwarming, very life lesson kind of movie. So, if you're into that, definitely would recommend. Then we also have Hocus Pocus, which this is obviously for anybody that likes Halloween. But I know my aunt watches it and she's kind of a goth, but she's obsessed with it. I'm more of obsessed with 101 Dalmatians, which isn't as obvious. But yeah, definitely has the older 18th century vibe, especially with witches coming back from the dead. So this is rated parent guardian. Because there are some sexual hints, especially in the bus scene. One moment. Phone messing up. And obviously some of they put a lot of jokes for the adults in here, but also it's also good for kids. Another one which most people think is Tim Burton, but it's not. It's Paranorman. It's from the same people that made Coraline, which was not Tim Burton. It is rated. The back is set up so different. But yeah, it's kind of a good movie. It's not really a goth movie. There's no goth characters, I would say. But definitely with zombies and raising the dead and witches and magic, goth people tend to seem to like that. So I can't find the rating on the back of this because I'm slow and not the smartest. But yeah, it's a funny movie. Definitely, the animation style is when there's a gross scene, you can tell it's gross. Even though it's just made of clay, I feel like that makes it 10 times just weirder. But yeah, the bottom, it literally says, Paranorman, you don't become a hero by being normal. Amen. But yeah, definitely a good movie for anybody that likes zombies or spooky things. I'm stacking the back here, so if you start to see stuff poking out, that's why. What do I want to do next? I think I'm going to leave my favorite for last. So we have Series of Unfortunate Events. The not the actual series, this is the Jim Carrey movie. So I think Count Olaf definitely has a gothic aesthetic. It's the whole movie kind of does. But definitely Count Olaf's house and his group members, and it's kind of like a mystery movie, but it has a very darker theme to it. Because there's murder and stuff, which is fun. It's by Nickelodeon, so it is I would say a child movie. The movie almost speaks in riddles sometimes. It never tells you what's happening right off the bat. You just kind of have to guess what's happening. But yeah, definitely a very good movie. It says fun for everyone. So yeah, definitely for younger audiences. The next movie, I only own the first movie. I tried to watch the series in order, but I think I probably messed it up. Is Underworld. It's about vampires, and it took me a while to realize because I'm not really big on werewolves exactly, but werewolves are also known as lycans, which is what they call them in this movie. So it took me forever to figure out that they were actually talking about vampires. But it's rated R. Strong violence, gore, and some language, which obviously if it's gore, that's my last name, so I'm gonna watch it. But yeah, definitely they're all wearing like tight, the vampires especially, tight pants, black clothes, very Victorian-esque clothing. So yeah, definitely would fit any goth aesthetic for a movie. But yeah, it's also an action, so definitely would recommend. But yeah, definitely a lot of blood in this movie, which is a vampire movie, so it's as expected. Well, I said best for last, but I think I'm going to do these now. Any movie with Vincent Price. Vincent Price is like amazing. You can find on, if you look up YouTube, I think he read The Raven. You can get that on YouTube. But yeah, my favorites from him have to be The House on Haunted Hill and The Bat. But the movies he's played in that I own are The House on Haunted Hill, The Bat, The Last Man on Earth, The Jekylls, Shock, Comedy of Terrors, and The Raven. But he also played the old guy in The Inventor and Edward Scissorhands, which is kind of where I first saw him, but never thought of it, because when I first watched it, I was like, oh, it's just some old guy. But no, it was Vincent Price. So yeah, definitely a funny guy. And he plays in a lot of horror movies, because he just has that voice. That, like, if you're watching a movie and you hear him in the background, you'll know it's him. And last but not least, it's kind of just a general overall. Any horror movie from the 1930s, the ones in this are like The Night of the Living Dead, Count Dracula's Vampire Bride, The Devil's Nightmare, stuff like that. They're definitely a better because like the newer horror movies, obviously you can get some that are, anybody can like any horror movies, but I prefer like the classics as the 1930s and stuff, the older black and whites. Obviously there's not much going on, but it's in black and white, so it's a good movie. As I'm putting these away, movies that I don't own, but definitely would be good, are Twilight, which I said in my previous video that any of those books could also be gothic movies. There's a movie, I forget, you can find it free on YouTube, it's called My Summer as a Goth. It is obviously has goth in the name, so I was kind of skeptical, but I watched it. It's pretty much about this girl whose father had just passed away, and she's going to live with her grandparents for the summer, and her grandparents' neighbors and friends, the same thing, have their son Victor who is visiting, and he is a total goth. I draw inspiration from him because he, in the movie, would wear just plain dress shirts and dress pants with like just jewelry, not like jackets all the time. So I was like, I'll definitely try that more for summer. But the character himself is a complete a-hole. Not a very nice person, but like some of what he says makes sense. Like she asks, what do you think of my outfit? He's like, well, I think you're not trying and that you're afraid of what people will think. And then she's like, well, I don't care what people think. And he's like, then why'd you just ask what I thought? I was like, that kind of made some sense, but yeah. He kept like telling her to reapply her like lipstick, and like I can understand wearing black lipstick. The stuff comes off very easily, and it's hard to, especially if you're not getting the good $18 lipstick. But he kept calling her his poodle, and was like treating her like she was just some project. But I don't want to spoil the movie, but like at the end of the movie, she still is goth. So, and she makes friends along the way, and like. There's a character named, I don't know if it's her actual name, but her name is Pandora, and she's goth, and her parents own the funeral home. So, good movie. Definitely a movie you want to watch for this summer. But, I'm trying to remember other movies. Night Before Christmas, I own the movie on VHS. It was just not at my mom's house. It was at my dad's. And, technically, 101 Dalmatians is a goth movie, but I mean, it's a girl, it's about anyone knows the movie. It's about Dalmatians, and there's a villain named Quilla DeVille. But she's about fashion. So me being a goth guy that likes fashion, definitely likes her as a character. And I don't know, I just love her movies. Obviously, Sleeping Beauty would be a goth movie because of Maleficent. The Great Mouse Detective has Vincent Price voice acting the main villain, so that would be a good one to check on. But there's like so many, like The Raven or The Crow. I watched that movie, definitely a good movie. The Lost Boys, Bram Stoker's Dracula. But if you're going to watch that, make sure you watch it not at night because it is a 2-hour-long movie. Unless you can stay up that long. That one has some boobies, so wouldn't watch that with the kiddos. But Hotel Transylvania, they're kind of they're not really goth, but they're about monsters. Any movie with like a Dracula or Frankenstein, most goth people probably like. But obviously there's so many movies of Hotel Transylvania, it's kind of getting old. But there's obviously you can find cartoons or adult shows with goth characters in the background, but that's not really a movie. But yeah. Other than that, those are the goth movies I own. I think I had some at home that I just didn't want to bring because they wouldn't fit in here, or they weren't really like. I had like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the Tim Burton one, not really gothic, but kind of had like a darker aesthetic. And then I had Scooby Doo, which I mean it's Scooby Doo, so it was cool. But yeah, obviously these are just what I prefer, and these are kind of just giving you suggestions on like if you're wanting to watch some gothic movies. But obviously you can just search up. I searched up movies for goths, and half of these popped up. So you know that they were kind of a gothic-er theme. But yeah, movies, Hatbox. Here's, let me get up out of this chair. The top has an angel. Sides have an angels, and I was gonna repaint it, but I decided against it. And it has like a handle, which obviously for my top hat probably won't carry it like this. And then we have for a cardigan. So yes, very warm, very itchy though somewhat. But yeah, also my bat necklace, I painted it silver. Hold on. So that it would. Ooh, I like that. If you don't see the table, it just looks like void behind me. It's warm. But yeah, that is the end of this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and that it inspired you to get some spooky goth movies. Sorry you couldn't see me. But yeah, please like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on TikTok at MasonGore7. And yeah. I hope you all have a spooky, fantastic day, and I am ready for spring strength. Ready for spring.